Today is a special day. Today is the day we have been looking forward to for the last 2.5 years. Today, on September 19th, 2024, is the day which opens a new era in quality and engineering management. We have listened to you, and we came up with a totally new platform. Welcome to the world premiere of the PeakAvenue platform. The PeakAvenue platform is your straight path along the digital thread. A product lifecycle can be very long and tedious. We will accompany you from your very first idea, which you find on the bottom left side on this slide, throughout the entire product creation process, to the validation, and then also to the money process when you make money with your product, and at the end when you end of life the product. And this is the upper right picture. You can see the upper right exit, the target line which you have achieved. And along this entire process, we are going to accompany you with PeakAvenue. What are your challenges in the last 30 years? Let me answer this question directly. They have, from my perspective, increased tremendously. Just look at time to market. The speed in which you have to really launch the products, the time you have to make money with them gets shorter and shorter. And this gives quite some pressure on you to be fast and to create good products in a shorter period of time. At the same time, we try to save weight and size of the products, so they got smaller, miniaturization. And in this trend, you have to face that tolerances have to be more precise. You have to be more precise when you create, design, and produce those products. So even products which you are normally familiar with, they can become a technical challenge. A third aspect is, we were talking about products you are already familiar with, which become smaller. Climate change is creating quite some totally new technologies in order to deal with the challenges we have in the world. From this perspective, we are now faced with disruptive technologies. And disruptive technologies mean we have to bring good products to the market in areas where we lack the experience. The next aspect we have in here is software. The component of software in your products is increasing constantly. I mean, if we just think of our personal life, we don't have washing machines anymore which are not connected to our smartphone. We don't have any toothbrushes anymore that are not connected to our smartphones. So we are totally connected. We are in the age of Internet of Things, IoT. And in this world, we also have a strong new challenge, and you have a strong new challenge, to deal with software and the quality of software in your products. From all those external effects, there are, or market effects, there are also other external effects you have to be dealing with more and more. And this is about legislation, getting tougher for you year by year. You get more norms, you get more regulations. Even your customers, they ask more and more tools and processes from you to be safe, that the quality at the end is good. And under all those circumstances, you are just seeing in the last years that your challenges are increasing and increasing. The effect for you, you have to run faster. No, we want you to work smarter. And that's why we came up with the PeakAvenue platform. What is the PeakAvenue platform from a chart perspective? The PeakAvenue platform is a sort of digitization. You have this in, you have a certain level of digitization by using tools from different competitors in the market. This helps you to receive a certain level of maturity in your processes and to bring out a certain efficiency and quality at the end in your products. This level has seen a change in the past 2.5 years. The three companies, Isograph, IQS, and PLATO, they merged. As such, this is not a quantum leap. The three companies, they are stronger, they are more robust, but this doesn't change the competitive landscape. However, with launching the PeakAvenue platform, we have been listening to you, we have used our creativity, we have used our passion to come up with energy providers that help us to leave this energy level. And for this picture, I would like to use a physical example for you. You're probably all aware of the Bohr atom model. And in this atom model, it says that your energy level can only change in discrete ways, not in a continuous way, from one to another. And we have found 5 energy givers that will bring you from one level to a much higher level, which you don't see in competition at these times. Why do we do this? We only have one mindset. We want you to have a better time in your process, to have a better quality in your process, and to have lower cost when you're doing this. We want you to be ahead of competition. We want you to win in the market on a new maturity level. Let's have a closer look at the 5 energy levels. The first significant change is the breadth and the depth. By this, you have the advantage of having in your IT one consolidated product that helps you over a very broad range of your products and of your processes. The second part is technology. How can you take use and advantage of the modern technology means which there are out there, and how can you utilize them to always stay ahead of the competition, technology-wise? The third part, how do you really fully integrate your engineering department with your quality department? We are talking about engineering and quality software, but are they really combined? The fourth part, and this is a part I think is very important in these energy givers, is the topic process steering. In the process steering, we are setting up a way of working in your company where every individual can perform like a single gear in a big transmission and just function. And at the end, you have seen how complicated the route for PeakAvenue can be through the city, and PeakAvenue will provide you a navigator. And this idea we already had when we created the name PeakAvenue. PeakAvenue is your straight path along the digital thread. Let's now focus on the individual topics. Number 1, breadth and depth. I have mentioned already the 3 companies, PLATO, IQS, and Isograph, have merged and form one PeakAvenue group today. This gives you quite some advantages, and they are unique in the market. PeakAvenue gives you the depth of specialized software for any certain process, and PeakAvenue gives you the breadth of an entire QMS software platform where the different modules are connected with each other. And this breadth and depth you receive over a very broad process line along the entire digital thread. And this is something which is not available in the market like this. And it is also not ensured that we will stay 3 companies. We might find other breadth and depth areas where we can enlarge our PeakAvenue offering. So you have one product you can use as a user along the entire digital thread. The second advantage is that within this platform, you have a unique user design. So it's very easy for you to onboard to different areas of the software because they all look the same, they all work alike. And with this, you have obviously efficiency gains throughout the entire process. Last but not least, with the setup we have, also by having a very easy onboarding process, you will get a very fast time to value. The return on invest you have when you invest into a new software is minimized by our concept. So who's PeakAvenue really when you look at it? Already today, we have more than 2,500 customers. 2,500 customers, they begin with the most expensive customer in the world, and it goes through all different verticals where we have the market leaders of the different verticals also amongst our customers, but they also go into the small and medium-sized businesses. We have 30 years of know-how. This is the treasure of our company because we can use the know-how from the different software packages, from the different processes, and combine this into the new product. And last but not least, we have 360 degrees. We are worldwide present for you, and we cover all different verticals. Now, let's have a look at technology. The PeakAvenue platform is a totally new platform. We were brave. We took the risk to not try to add something on something existing. We wanted to use all opportunities that technology offers, and we said we will concentrate on the new technology and we will build the whole platform from scratch. And this gives us opportunities, which you're going to see in the following slides. First of all, if you look what's going on out there, today there are many software solutions still sold as on-premise solutions. What does on-prem mean? On-prem means that you first need to buy hardware or provide hardware that fits the requirements which are derived from the software. So you have to have technical talks, you have to install the hardware on the customer side, and only after those processes you can start putting the software on this hardware, and after this you can start training and migrating documents. This can be quite a long process, and if you look at a software as a service platform, which the PeakAvenue platform will be, you will see that this is substantially shorter. I was talking about time to value. You can totally ignore the hardware requirements part because this is a service which is provided by PeakAvenue. So here we already saw why do we go into a cloud and a SaaS solution. At the end, one part is for us important. What are your requirements? You want to be able to work anytime in your software. You can do that. You just need an internet browser and you log on and you can start working with this software. The second part is you want to work on any device. If you sit in a train, you might want to work on an iPad because it's far more convenient. If you sit in your office, you rather want to work on a personal computer. And all this is also possible with the PeakAvenue platform. The second important part is hardware as an advantage why we chose for a SaaS and a cloud solution. Because you want to focus on what you're good in. And we want to help your IT department to not worry about hardware, to not worry about installations, to not worry about migrations, to not worry about changes in the hardware and other requirements. This we take over for you, and you can focus on your core business. At the end, the SaaS solution gives you also flexibility because you're not buying software, you're renting software, you are subscribing into software. It's a subscription model. And with this model, you have far more flexibility to adjust the software you want to rent or subscribe to your needs. It can be to different people, to different processes. You can go scale it up and down, and that's the advantage you have. Now, most people come in and say here, wow, that's cool. I see all the advantages of a SaaS and a cloud solution, but I will not put my data into any type of cloud. And the answer here is we did not choose any type of cloud for you. We chose the cloud for you. Our partner on this is AWS, Amazon Web Service, and Amazon is the market leader, as you can see here, according to the Gartner diagram from 2023 and the same for 2022, by far in the cloud solution area. With Amazon and the services which we use here, we are not trying to do that ourselves even. They are so strong in this that if you look at the money Amazon spends, it's more than all of us here in this room spend together on IT security. So I think IT security with Amazon is a given. We protect your data by having Amazon as a partner. And even in the very unlikely case that something should go wrong, we will have the fastest way to recovery, because with the backup solutions all over the world with Amazon, we will recover all data whenever required. Amazon also gives us another advantage. We will not only be today on the cutting edge of technology with Amazon and the fast development on their side, we will remain together on the cutting edge of technology. With starting everything from new, we also had the opportunity to look into our architecture. And we decided for a clean architecture approach in our software. What is important on the clean architecture? It's availability. You want to have availability and fun at any moment of time. And with the clean architecture, we can provide this to you. We have set up automized testing in our software for almost 100% of our programmed code. This is an unbelievable value which you cannot achieve if you don't start from scratch. By the way, we have 3 times more code for testing in our software than we have for the functions as such. With this, we believe you will have the most robust software you can think of. And with this, we believe you will have fun executing your processes. And if your users do what they do with fun, they are good in it, and the result will be better. Also, what you are seeking for if you choose for a software is productivity. And the productivity we can also help you with, because in the PeakAvenue Cloud, you have one usability concept throughout the entire platform. And you can compare it with an example from the aerospace industry. There are companies out there, airlines out there, which only fly with one aircraft type. Why? Because they want to be able to schedule their pilots without preconditions on which aircraft they are trained on at any moment of time. They want to have an easy maintenance process. They want to have an easy spare part process. And this standardization into one aircraft gives them efficiency gains. And that's exactly what you will have with the PeakAvenue platform. You will have one aircraft going through your process. You also require from a software package flexibility. With the PeakAvenue platform, we are providing you a standard software, and in this standard software, you will have many areas where you have configuration possibilities within the standard. So this helps you to individualize your software where you need it, individual, without going against the standard, without hurting you in the future when the next migration is coming up. And now I think there's the last bullet point on this slide where most people will say this is exactly what we require. And here again, we listened to all of your feedback before we started with the PeakAvenue platform. This is the connectivity to the outer world. With the modern architecture, we have created the most modern interfaces you can think of, and we have documented those interfaces. By this mean, we will make it as easy as possible for you as a user to connect your other software packages which you have in use with the PeakAvenue platform, and to have a seamless collaboration within your IT landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't be here today and talk about a totally new platform, IT platform, without talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is under quite some discussion at this moment of time. We use it as a consultant in our software. It never takes decisions, it always consults and helps us. And we have found many use cases which makes our life so wonderful, easy and so nice that we think without artificial intelligence you will not make the productivity increase you want to have. What are the areas where we might use the artificial intelligence? And the first one is the topic multi-language in a complex software, and a global use of this complex software is always a big challenge. Artificial intelligence gives us the solution on how to overcome the problems which are normally connected with multi-language software packages. At the same time, in search algorithms, we can use them in a smart way. You want to use natural language when you search. And you want to use your voice when you search. You don't want to type everything. Also, this we can do with artificial intelligence in our software. Artificial intelligence also helps us in having a quick help. Whenever you don't know what you need to do, you can ask a chatbot, which we have installed in our software, and it will give you a fast and quick answer because it knows all handbooks in and out. One major change towards today is that we don't only want to collect data. We have seen too many companies collecting data and having a big mess in their storage. We use artificial language to bring structure, to bring an algorithm into your data, and to make your data usable for learning. And this is, I think, where you have the biggest step, using artificial intelligence in a quality and engineering system. Then we come talking about potential to an area where we probably have some of the biggest potential. It is the supply chain. Supply chain we define as a connectivity between supplier and customer. And if we all have seen a company from the inside already, communication within a company already is a problem. And to have consistent data within a company is already a problem. If you are leaving the company borders, you can be almost sure that this problem is exponentially increasing. With our supply chain platform, we are overcoming these inefficiencies. And ladies and gentlemen, I have seen some 60% to 70% productivity potential, which you can increase when you digitize this interface. And PeakAvenue platform is going to help you here with some experience we have made already in the past, but now we will also be very consistent, compatible over the entire period with all different suppliers, all the time. Use this potential in all the processes where you have a lot of customer-supplier communication to be held, where you have a lot of communication between customers and suppliers. This might be the PPAP process, this might be the action management process, this might be the complaint process, this might be drawing exchange. So there are so many areas where you can exchange information, and everywhere where it makes sense, we will have this supply chain solution for you to get this more efficient. Coming to the next energy level, dimensions. Software engineering works very well today. Model-based system engineering is the buzzword. You design a 3D model, you play with it, you build a digital twin of it. This digital twin you use in all kinds of simulation. Before you even have put money into your first tools or any raw material, you have tested the digital twin to make sure everything works well. After this process, we come into an area where we create 2D drawings with annotations from these 3D models. These 2D drawings, of course, you have to put into every view which is required from the users. And you have to add all the annotations. That's quite some work. It takes quite some time. And with the iteration of the development, you will also do this several times in the process. Now, it's good that you have the drawings, because in the drawings, you will be able to solve all technical questions. That's the use case we normally have. People are having the habit to ask for drawings if any kind of questions come up in terms of technique or technology. Secondly, the drawing is so important for quality management as well. Why? Because in the quality management, you need to have the information on the drawings, because that is the definition of quality. What is quality? The quality is good when you stay and when you fulfill the tolerances as of the drawing. That's the definition of quality. So the quantitative characteristics, they have to go from the drawing into your quality management system. And how does that work? And you can already see it on the picture. It goes via an employee normally, in most cases. And from the employee, it goes into your quality management system. There are some systems, like the IQS systems, for instance, where this is automized and at least the information from the drawing goes straight into your quality management system. But in most areas, you have to really type it. And what does that mean? It takes time and you can make mistakes. And then you have an inconsistent 3D model with your quality management system. If we look at this process, do we think it's smart? I don't think so. The smart way to achieve this would go from the 3D model straight to the quality system. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we want to present to you with the PeakAvenue platform, that we will have 3D drawings, including annotations, straight from the model-based systems engineering implemented into the quality platform. This is the link you have been looking for, where you have a straight communication between engineering and quality management. This is not a dream or a plan. It's reality. We already have customers working with 3D models in their operative quality management system. Now we come to one highlight which we have in our platform, process steering. This is really, for me, a sign where you can see how our integration works. When we do integration, the best idea wins. We have different companies, different backgrounds, different cultures included, and it's not the strongest wins, it's the best idea wins. And one of them we can present here on number 4. And this is on how are you going to master complexity. Sometimes I receive from users, Ulrich, can you please build me a system that is simple? I normally say, no, I don't think so. Because your reality is not simple. You live in a complex environment. If we build you a system that is simple, you will not be capable of providing your processes through this software. So, give me an example to show you where the complexity is, and it's virtually everywhere. And it's just a small example from the complaint management process. In every complaint system, no matter which methodology you use, you will have to describe the problem at a certain moment of time. And now let's say you have one customer who gives you 2 days to give an answer, and the second customer, customer B, only gives you 1 day. You probably want to capture this differentiation in your system so that you can give the right answers at the right time to your customers whenever they require it. This is complexity. And you have it everywhere. So we have thought about a model, how can we master this complexity? And we decided to have a persona-based user interface. The complexity is in the system. We can capture and we can work with all this complexity with our experience. But the user only sees the complexity. They need to deal with the complexity. So they don't see the full picture. They have a persona-based user, and this persona-based user shows only the complexity they require. Now, I'm a passionate cellist, hobby cellist, and I would like to give you an example how this works based on a music. If you play a symphony, it can be very complex. It can be very difficult. We don't want to take away the complexity. Our PeakAvenue system can capture this complexity. The same as the score can show you in every line which group of instruments have to play when. This can be very complex. You sometimes only have 5 bars on one page. And who has to cater with this complexity? It's the conductor. He has this book in front of him and always turns the pages because there's so much going on in the symphony. And he's the poor guy who really has to understand the full complexity. But he's the only guy. And he gets most applause once the symphony has ended. Now, if we look at the players, and I'm now looking at myself as a cellist, I'm only getting a cello score. And that's good. That's the complexity I have to cater for. It can be difficult. I might have to practice at home. I might be able to play cello well, to play it in a nice way. But I only look at the cello score. And this is how the complexity is taken away from me as a user by only giving me that complexity I need with all the information, also from all the other departments where we connect the other departments in a feasible way. And with this user concept, where we have individual complexity per persona group, we have a totally new system which makes life so much easier and where we have a good chance to bring this symphony into a well-rounded sound. And now we come to the navigator, which is indeed the highlight of the energy givers into this platform. Can you remember how it was driving a car without a navigation system? I can. And believe it or not, we are running the digital thread today in virtually all companies without a navigation system. Who is the navigation system in our company when we have to drive through this digital thread, which we have seen in the beginning? It is the project lead. And what does this poor project lead, project manager needs to do? He has to gather data. He has to extract data. He has to call people to follow up. What have you been doing? He has to create reports. He has to create overviews. And all this, as you can see in the picture here, can be very, very tiring. With the experience in our organization, we have come up with a totally new idea. And the idea was to use our project management tool, which is a fully integrated part of our software, the Advanced Product Quality Planning module, as the navigator of our system. And it is so simple, because all information, what people are doing, is captured anyway in the APQP model. And this information can be consolidated so that real time everyone knows what the status is. And this is the navigation system which we can use to drive along the digital thread. For instance, you can see what is your next turn. When do you have to take your next turn in your project? Secondly, you can insert KPIs like what is the maturity of my process along the digital thread. Number 3, you can see what is the remaining time, when do I expect to achieve my goal? That's also what you see in your navigation system. When are you home? And finally, and I think this is one of the most important functions in this navigation system, if something goes wrong, if someone is sick, if the resource is not there, that's like a traffic jam, which you have when you are driving a car. You can reschedule. You can do a replanning on the fly. And this is the tool where we are absolutely sure that path along the digital thread will not run without our APQP, without our navigator in future. And as we are so convinced, we have filed a patent for this idea, and we have the status patent pending on this fantastic idea. So we have now seen the 5 factors: breadth and depth, technology, dimensions, process steering, and navigation, which form an energy level which will bring you up to a level where the magic triangle which you always try to improve, costs, quality, and time, will improve at the same moment. And this is the new maturity level which you can achieve by using the PeakAvenue platform in future. I have stated that open interface is an important topic. Open interface is not only important for you that you can connect your IT world with it, it's also important to us, because we can use these open interfaces to connect our today existing products with the PeakAvenue platform. And it is not only that you will see quantum leaps in the PeakAvenue platform, also when you are continuing to use the systems you are on at this moment of time, from us, you will see a quantum leap also in these tools, like, for instance, drawing integration. Now, the status of our platform is the following. We have set up the entire basic structure of the platform. We have the first modules out. We are launching today, and you will see the details of the PeakAvenue documents. But we are not done. It's just the beginning. How are we going to proceed the future and the further path of our race? We are going to do this by talking to you, as we did with documents. From this perspective, we have set up development partnerships, and I'm very happy to announce already today 2 existing development partners who are forming with us the new PeakAvenue platform so that they really match your market requirements, your vertical requirements, and your needs. First development partner I would like to mention today is Erbe Medizintechnik GmbH. Erbe is a global market leader in the medtech area, and we are very happy to have Ms. Schaal here amongst us. Welcome, Ms. Schaal. Erbe strives to build the future together with us, and we are also as happy as you are in your quote, Ms. Schaal, that we will be offering a standard package which absolutely suits the medtech market. A second development partner we are absolutely proud and happy to present today is Bosch. You probably all know Bosch as a global market leader in automotive, but Bosch is also a much broader group than many people are aware. Bosch, for instance, also is in household appliances, in heating technology, in power tools, in many other areas. So Bosch is really a big global group with many different business units and divisions. And with Bosch, we are also happy that Mr. Michels gave a quote here and is also working with us on the future to use the 20 years of experience. And here we have very good experience in the supply chain area, which you have seen before. So to bring this into a new era. Unfortunately, Mr. Michels is on well-deserved leave today, so he will not be he's today not with us in the room. But you can find other Bosch members and you can ask them about their experiences as well. So now I have told you so many things theoretically about the PeakAvenue platform. I think you are very curious to see what does PeakAvenue documents really look like. Join me in welcoming Sebastian Leopold to go through the practical presentation of the PeakAvenue platform. Thank you.
Welcome to our live demonstration of the new PeakAvenue platform, a SaaS platform which is constructed for high performance, for scalability, and for security in the quality and engineering processes. And today we will speak about the documents module, and we don't speak about the functionality inside the documents module, but I will give an introduction to the 3 core principles we have inside there, which is searching and finding documents, creating new documents, or managing documents, and the document control, which is about how to specify who can read documents and so on. So behind me, you can see already the new login screen, and we will start with logging in. So we do that now. Take some time. So what you can see here is the new dashboard. Dashboards are something you can construct and customize. For this presentation, we have customized a dashboard with our new PeakAvenue logo and the logos of the 3 companies which are part of the group. And we are now switching into the documents module. If you only want to search documents, you can do this only with one field. You have different possibilities on how you can search and finding documents, but what is the most easy one? The easy one is if you can only do this with natural language. And natural language is something where we come to artificial intelligence, because we can such say, okay, I want to have the PeakAvenue flyer inside of the module. I want to find this. So I switch to intelligent search, and I only have one search box, and I say, okay, give me information about the PeakAvenue flyer. Then we search this. And you see the first document inside of the list is the PeakAvenue flyer. Now I could open this. This is also only a start point for doing searches. If you are able to buy something in an online store, you can directly use the search and find entry inside of our software, and you have a search similar constructed to every online store with a left bar where all the properties of a document are in, and you can filter it. And the natural language search or the intelligent search is the start point for doing more searches here. So now I could also say, okay, search for some other properties and filter it down. For now, I will just open the document, and you can see that it's very fast. Now we have the document opened, and you can see it, and it's also previewed. You could now read it. You also have some different possibilities to go into the software. For example, if you are an advanced user and you have to decide how to use the documents all the side, then you could do the following. Just log out. We use a different user for that. And switch. And now we are Mike Muster, and we want to go into the application, but we want to do this over the process of the company. And for that, we can use the graphical navigation. So I will switch to the Documents module, go into the Enterprise area, and say Open in Graphical Navigation. What you can see here is an overview over all the core processes inside of the company. And we can now drill down into such a process. So we now go to strategy and development. We also can go up again, and you can fully customize this. And you see here is the quality management manual. So now I have identified this one, and I will open it. What you can see now is Peak AI. The Peak AI notifies me about that we have no description inside of the document. And so he has generated one description for me, and now I can say, okay, I will take this one and say, okay, yes, thank you. Now he has added the description. I will shortly refresh the page. And you see the description of this document is now added, and I can expand it. And all this is fully generated by our new artificial intelligence inside of the software. But this Peak AI assistant can really do more. For example, we have the possibility in the new documents module that you can have one document version with multiple contents, and the contents are written in different languages. So you can say, okay, I have one document in one language. You can say I have one document in multiple languages, and I can say I have one document with one content, but in multiple languages. So the content is written side by side inside of it. And if we do this, the artificial intelligence can help to keep the information consistent, because it can prove if one content describes the same thing as another one. So he can decide if it's only a translation or not. And so you don't make the mistake to put two completely different documents inside of one document version. Now, I said something about controlling documents, or you have to control how the documents are used inside of your company. And for that, we are now in the state open. And you can design a life cycle for each document type. If we open this, it's fully designable by you. You can adjust it for the process of your company when working with documents. You can now see that we are here going from an open state of a document where we do the writing, then we go in the release state, and then the document is released and valid. So it's a simple one, but we can do really more there. And if we decide to do the release, we can just say, okay, start. And now you see the releasing procedure. This is something where an employee or a role in the company has to decide if the document is usable or not. And we can also switch between different workflows. So we have here one, but we can use another one. And we also can choose this one, which is just instant releasing. But we don't do this yet, so I will switch back here. Now we are using this workflow. Sorry, I mean this one. And then I have to specify the release information. For me, it would be the version 1, which we will release right now. Then we go to OK and say start release procedure. Now a refresh is done, and you can see the state here has now switched into the release state in release, but it's not released. So now I can go back to my start page. And now here I find a new task which I have to do now. This task is the decision if the document should be valid or not. And every employee who has to do this decision can now open it by going over this link. Now it's loading here again. And we can go back. Here it is. And just do the decision. Here comes the dialog edit task, and we should do the decision right now. So I will choose confirm so that the state goes further. And now the decision is taken. Now we can open the document again. I will do this right now over the documents tree. So going into the quality management and open the manual. And now you can see that the state in the document is released, and we have done this. Now, sometimes you will say, okay, I need a new version of that document. And to edit a document, we can just say, okay, create a new draft from this one. Then we are now in the state open again, but for the second version, you can switch between the versions in the top bar. And then we can just say edit draft. And then I can decide which content I want to edit. For now, I will just edit the English content of this document. And if I go inside it, you can see now directly an application is opened, which is based on LibreOffice here, but we are part of the Microsoft Cloud Storage Partner Program, so we can also integrate perfectly with Microsoft Office. And now I could edit this one. I say example here, and I will save it. Now we should give the process some time, and then I will switch back to the documents editor. So, and now you can see the word example is added here, and to do tracking if the content was changed or not, we could now go into the audit trail tab, and you see the last event was draft changed. And we can also see the content changes here. And we see that here's an entry for the English master, and which was about now. And we can track here the content changes inside of our document. if we have done this, we can also go back to the start page of the application, because sometimes you will say, okay, the predefined personas will not suit my requirements, and then you can just go in the customizing mode of this. So you say customize, and maybe you want to remove the new button here and say, okay, every employee needs a document. So we can just create it and say, okay, I need to select the document here, maybe the flyer, if I can find it here, this one, save and finish customization. And you see now the PeakAvenue flyer is directly placed on the start screen of the application, and every employee can read it, and you can predefine this for your whole company so that you can say, okay, if I have a new employee inside the company and he should start working with the documents, and he should have these documents reading first, and then this will work. For now, we will create a new document, but I will make this customization I will remove the customization for now and create a new button again. And if I want to create a new document, we can just do this by one click on create new document directly from the start page. And from here, we can also say, okay, select a document type. You can create as many document types as you want, which have different workflows or different life cycles. And then we just have to choose a document here, specify which language it is, which application should be used for editing. Now I can create some attributes, like the title of the document and the author. The author is filled automatically here, and I will do this now. And then I can choose a folder where the document should reside. So I can just put it into the IT folder, and then I press finish. And after that, the document is created. And then I can open it, and you can work with the document like shown before. And you see again, the Peak AI here is coming up and says, okay, you have not given us a description for the document inside of the creating assistant. So here's one for you. Would you like to take it? And we start over again. So that was my presentation from the live demo. What I have to say is that I want to thank all the employees inside of PeakAvenue, because only with their expertise we can build such great applications, also with modern tools like AI and such. And I also want to thank all the customers and partners sitting here now, because you also give us your expertise in the speakings with our product management, and you participate when we build such great applications. So thank you, and have a nice 2 days.